Isha Singh is a Havaldar in the Sikh Regiment of the British Indian Army. His superior and commander is an arrogant British officer, who deems all Indians to be cowards, and is jealous of Isha Singh because of his superior fighting skills. Udharan. The regiment is posted at Gulistan Fort, on the border between British-held territory and the Afghan border. Once, while on a border patrol, the troops see a group of Pashtun Afghan tribesmen, led by one Sadullah, on the verge of killing a married Afghan woman because she refuses to accept her husband, who has been chosen by her family without her consent. The British officer refuses to intervene and save the woman, saying she is an Afghan citizen and does not reside in British territory, and since it is a family matter pertaining to tribal custom, and the policy of the British Raj is to not interfere in such matters. In defiance of the orders of his officer, Isha Singh goes ahead and intervenes, fights off the tribesmen, and rescues the woman by killing her husband. Udharan. The British officer writes a strong report informing his commanding officer, who sits at the nearby Lockhart Fort, of Isha Singh's disobedience and insubordination. Soon enough, the Afghans attack the British-controlled Gulistan Fort, but are held at bay by Isha Singh, who fights valiantly, killing many Afghans. Nevertheless, Isha Singh is blamed by his superiors for his actions which caused the breach of peace with the Afghans. He is given a punishment transfer to Saragarhi Fort, which sits between Gulistan and Lockhart forts, and enables communication between them. Isha Singh duly travels to Saragarhi Fort, where he finds the troop in a mess. He enforces discipline by punishing all to stay without food for an entire week. The troops are furious at first, but later begins to respect Isha Singh after learning that he too was living without food. Meanwhile, Sadullah forms an alliance between the Afghan tribes and motivates them to mount an attack on British territories as a unified force. Isha Singh and Lal Singh go to a nearby village in search of their informant, who hadn't reported to them for over 3 days. The British commanding officer Col. John Houghton from Lockhart Fort sees the Afghan forces marching towards Saragarhi and alerts Isha. Isha and his battalion see 10,000 tribesmen approaching and encircling the fort. Sadullah, with the entire Afghan army at his back, beheads the woman Isha Singh had rescued earlier in front of the Saragarhi fort. Despite the commanding officer's orders to fight, Isha lies to them and says that the commanding officer has told them to abandon the fort and flee. Isha wants them to decide on their own to stay and fight, not due to an order from a British officer. Isha Singh and his men decide to fight till death. Khuda Dad the cook volunteers to fight, but Isha Singh asks him to instead provide water to the injured soldiers, including the Afghans. The Afghans initiate the battle, and Bhagwan Singh is the first to be killed. Gurmoh Singh, being an inexperienced soldier and very young, is unable to fight, due to which Isha Singh asks him to keep the CO updated regarding the battle, and decides to prolong the battle to prevent the Afghans from advancing to the Gulistan and Lockhart forts. As the battle prolongs, Lal Singh alone fights the Afghans outside the fort and dies while asking one of the sepoys to close the gate to the fort. The Afghans manage to destroy the west wall of the fort using explosives. Udharan Chenne. Isha Singh remembers his wife Jeevani one last time after removing the stripes from his uniform, and starts fighting the Afghans with a red-hot sword until he gets fatally stabbed. Sadullah kills Khuda Dad before himself being stabbed to death by Isha while trying to remove his turban. Isha's bravery impresses an Afghan chieftain who orders his men not to touch any Sikh's turban. He also says the Afghans have actually lost the battle because now it's too late for them to capture Gulistan and Lockhart forts also, because of the Saragarhi battle. At this, another Afghan chieftain named Gul Badshah orders the signalling post to be lit up so Gurmoh Singh's painful screams can be heard as a consolation. As the Afghans set the post on fire, Gurmoh Singh emerges with his body on fire. He chants, Bole so Nihal, Sat Shri Akal, thrice. Grabs Gul Badshah and triggers the grenades attached to his body, resulting in a huge explosion. The shout echoes and reaches both the nearby forts. The Sikh soldiers present there also start chanting in the name of their Guru. The surviving Afghans loot the fort and eventually set it on fire. The British Parliament honors the fallen with a 2-minute silence and posthumously awards them the British Order of Merit, the highest gallantry award an Indian soldier could receive. Uddharan.